My dear children, this message I am about to share with you will bring you closer to me. It is a bridge spanning the distance you may feel between us, a lifeline connecting your heart to mine. As you listen and absorb these words, know that I am reaching out to you with arms of love, drawing you into a deeper, more intimate relationship with me. This closeness I speak of is not measured by physical proximity, for I am always near. Rather, it is a spiritual intimacy, a heart-to-heart connection that transcends the limitations of your earthly existence. It is in this place of closeness that you will find true peace, unshakable joy, and a love that surpasses all understanding. As you open yourself to this message, you are opening the door to a more profound experience of my presence in your life. You will begin to see me in the details of your day, hear my whispers in moments of quiet, and feel my touch in times of both trial and triumph. This closeness is not reserved for a select few. It is available to all who seek me with sincerity and openness. Remember the times in your life when you felt most connected to me. Perhaps it was in a moment of worship, during a time of prayer, or even in the midst of a great challenge. That sense of my nearness, that awareness of my love and power, this is what I want for you, not just in fleeting moments, but as a constant reality in your life. As you draw closer to me through this message, you will find that your perspective begins to shift. The troubles of this world will grow dim in the light of my glory. Your fears will diminish as you become more aware of my constant presence and protection. Your doubts will give way to a deep-rooted faith as you experience my faithfulness in new and profound ways. This journey of drawing closer to me is not always easy. It requires vulnerability on your part, a willingness to open up the deepest parts of your heart to me. It demands trust, believing that I am who I say I am, and that my love for you is unconditional and unending. It calls for perseverance, continuing to seek me even when you don't feel my presence or understand my ways. But oh, my child, the rewards of this closeness are beyond measure. As you draw near to me, you will find strength you never knew you had. You will discover wisdom that surpasses human understanding. You will experience a love so profound, so all-encompassing, that it will transform you from the inside out. This message is more than words on a page or sounds in your ears. It is a personal invitation from me to you. An invitation to step out of the shadows of doubt and into the light of my love. An invitation to leave behind the burdens that weigh you down and find rest in my presence. An invitation to experience life as it was meant to be lived, in close communion with your Creator. As you continue to listen and absorb this message, remain open. Let every word sink deep into your spirit. Allow my love to permeate every part of your being. For in drawing closer to me, you will find not only the answers you seek, but also the questions you need to ask. You will discover not just solutions to your problems, but a new perspective that changes how you see those problems. This closeness, this intimacy with me, is the foundation for everything else in your life. It is from this place of connection that you will find the strength to face your challenges, the courage to pursue your dreams, and the love to transform your relationships. As you draw near to me, you will find that I am already reaching out to you, ready to meet you more than halfway. So, my beloved, let this message be the beginning of a new chapter in your walk with me. Let it ignite a fire in your heart, a passionate pursuit of my presence. Let it awaken your spirit to the reality of my constant love and care for you. For as you draw closer to me, you will find that I am the answer to every longing of your heart, the fulfillment of every dream, and the source of a joy that nothing in this world can take away. My cherished ones, my word is not like the words of men, which can be broken or forgotten. When I make a promise, it is sealed with my very nature, unchanging, unfailing, and eternal. Trust is the bedrock of our relationship. It is the foundation upon which your faith is built, and the key that unlocks the fullness of my blessings in your life. When you trust in my promises, you are declaring your belief in my character, my power, and my love for you. If you need God's blessings, then type "Yes, I need" in the comments. Remember, I am not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should change my mind. Every promise I have made will come to pass in its appointed time. Your role is to hold fast to these promises, even when circumstances seem to contradict them. I have promised never to leave you nor forsake you. In your darkest moments, in your times of greatest need, I am there. My presence may not always be felt, but it is always real. Trust in this promise when you feel alone or abandoned. Let it comfort you and give you courage to face whatever lies ahead. I have promised that all things work together for good for those who love me and are called according to my purpose. This doesn't mean that everything that happens is good, but that I have the power to bring good out of every situation. Trust in this promise when life doesn't make sense, when pain and loss threaten to overwhelm you. Know that I am working behind the scenes, weaving together a tapestry of grace from the threads of your experiences. I have promised to supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. This is not just about material provisions, but about meeting every need you have, emotional, spiritual, physical, and relational. Trust in this promise when you feel lack in any area of your life. Open your eyes to see the ways I am providing for you, often in unexpected ways. I have promised that my grace is sufficient for you, and my power is made perfect in weakness. When you feel inadequate, when the task before you seems too great, trust in this promise. Lean into my strength. Allow my power to flow through your weaknesses, transforming them into channels of my grace. Trusting in my promises doesn't mean you will never have doubts or fears. It means choosing to believe despite those doubts and fears. It means anchoring your hope in who I am and what I have said, rather than in your changing emotions or circumstances. As you trust in my promises, you will find a peace that surpasses all understanding. This peace is not dependent on your situation, but on your relationship with me. It's a peace that can calm the storms in your life and quiet the turmoil in your heart. Trusting in my promises also opens the door to experiencing my power in your life. When you take me at my word and step out in faith, you position yourself to see miracles. Whether it's healing in your body, restoration in your relationships, provision in your finances, or transformation in your character, all these become possible when you trust in my promises. Remember, my child, that my promises are not just for a select few, they are for you. Each promise in my word is a love letter written with your name on it. When you read my promises, read them as if I am speaking them directly to you. Because I am. Let my promises be the lens through which you view your life. When faced with a challenge, search my word for a promise that speaks to your situation. Meditate on it. Declare it. Stand on it. For my word will not return to me void, but will accomplish the purpose for which I sent it. As you continue to trust in my promises, you will find your faith growing stronger. You will develop a resilience that can weather any storm. You will cultivate a hope that cannot be shaken by circumstances. And most importantly, you will experience the depth of my love in new and profound ways. So, my beloved, cling to my promises. Let them be your anchor in times of uncertainty, your comfort in times of sorrow, your strength in times of weakness. For in trusting my promises, you are trusting in me, and I will never, ever let you down. My precious children, with me, all things are possible. There are no limits to what I can do in and through you when you believe and receive. This is not just a comforting platitude or an exaggeration. It is the absolute truth, rooted in who I am, the all-powerful, all-knowing, ever-present God of the universe. Nothing is too difficult for me. No situation is beyond my control. No problem is too complex for me to solve. When I say all things are possible, I mean exactly that. The impossible becomes possible. The insurmountable becomes conquerable. The incurable becomes healed. The broken becomes whole. This is the reality of my kingdom, and I invite you to live in this reality every day. Share this video with up to 3 people if you need God's presence. Believing is the key that unlocks this realm of possibilities. It's not about mustering up enough faith on your own. It's about placing your trust in me, in my power, my love, and my willingness to work on your behalf. When you believe, you are aligning your heart with mine, opening yourself up to receive all that I have for you. Receiving is equally important. It's not enough to believe theoretically. You must be willing to receive what I offer. This means opening your hands and your heart, ready to accept my blessings, my guidance, and even my challenges. For sometimes, what you need to receive is not what you expect, but it is always what is best for you. Think of the great heroes of faith in Scripture. Noah believed me and received instructions to build an ark, saving humanity. Abraham believed me and received a son in his old age, becoming the father of many nations. Moses believed me and received the power to lead my people out of slavery. Mary believed me and received the honor of bearing the Savior of the world. These were ordinary people who dared to believe in an extraordinary God. They weren't perfect and they had their doubts and fears, but they chose to believe and receive. And through them, I did the impossible. The same is true for you, my child. Your circumstances may seem impossible. Your dreams may seem out of reach. Your problems may seem insurmountable. But remember, with me, all things are possible. Are you facing a health crisis? Believe and receive my healing power. Are you struggling financially? Believe and receive my provision. Are you dealing with a broken relationship? Believe and receive my restorative love. Are you battling addiction? Believe and receive my liberating strength. This doesn't mean that everything will happen instantly or exactly as you imagine. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. But when you believe and receive, you position yourself for miracles. You open the door for my power to flow into your situation. Believing and receiving is not a one-time event, but a continuous attitude of the heart. It's waking up each morning with the expectation that I am working in your life. It's facing each challenge with the confidence that I am with you. It's going to sleep each night thankful for my faithfulness, even when you can't see the results yet. As you cultivate this attitude of believing and receiving, you'll find your perspective shifting. What once seemed impossible will start to look achievable. What once caused you fear will become an opportunity for faith. You'll begin to see every situation through the lens of my limitless power and love. Remember, my child, that believing and receiving is not about your ability, but about my capability. It's not about your worthiness, but about my grace. It's not about your strength, but about my power working through you. So dare to dream big dreams. Dare to pray bold prayers. Dare to step out in faith. For with me, all things are possible. Believe it, receive it, and watch as I do exceedingly, abundantly above all you could ask or imagine in your life. My beloved, as you embrace the truth that all things are possible with me, I want you to understand the vital role that faith plays in your journey. Let faith be your anchor in turbulent seas. When the storms of life rage around you, when the waves of doubt and fear threaten to overwhelm you, it is your faith that will keep you steady and secure. Faith is not just a feeling or an idea. It is a powerful force, a tangible expression of your trust in me. It is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your faith connects you to my power, my wisdom, and my love. It is the conduit through which my blessings flow into your life. Think of faith as an anchor. An anchor doesn't prevent the storm from coming, but it keeps the ship from being swept away. In the same way, your faith doesn't shield you from life's challenges, but it prevents you from being overwhelmed by them. It keeps you grounded in my promises, secure in my love, and confident in my power to see you through. If you want to listen to God's message and bring positive changes to your life, then subscribe to the God's Message 1111 channel. The turbulent seas you face may take many forms. Perhaps you're navigating financial uncertainty, with bills piling up and no clear solution in sight. Maybe you're dealing with a health crisis, facing a diagnosis that seems hopeless. You might be struggling with relationships, feeling alone and misunderstood. Or perhaps you're wrestling with internal storms, doubt, fear, anxiety, or depression. Whatever the nature of your turbulent seas, your faith is the anchor that will hold you steady. It reminds you that I am in control, even when everything seems chaotic. It assures you of my presence, even when you feel alone. It gives you hope, even when circumstances seem hopeless. But remember, my child, that faith is not static. It's not something you acquire once and then never need to tend to again. Faith is like a muscle. It grows stronger with use. The more you exercise your faith, the more robust it becomes. And often, it is in the midst of turbulent seas that your faith has the opportunity to grow the most. When you choose to trust me in spite of your circumstances, your faith grows. When you hold on to my promises even when everything seems to contradict them, your faith deepens. When you step out in obedience, even when the path ahead is unclear, your faith strengthens. Let me remind you of Peter, who stepped out of the boat in the middle of a storm to walk on water. As long as his eyes were fixed on me, he did the impossible. It was only when he looked at the waves that he began to sink. The same is true for you. Keep your eyes on me, not on the storm around you. Let your faith be stronger than your fear. Your faith anchor is secured not in the shifting sands of circumstances, but in the bedrock of who I am. I am unchanging, all-powerful, all-loving. I am faithful, even when you are faithless. I am working for your good, even when you can't see it. Let these truths be the foundation of your faith. As you let faith be your anchor, you'll discover a peace that defies logic. You'll find strength that surpasses your own abilities. You'll experience joy that is not dependent on your circumstances. For when you are anchored in me, you tap into an endless source of hope, power, and love. So, my child, in the face of your turbulent seas, cast your faith anchor deep. Hold fast to my promises. Trust in my character. Believe in my power. Let your faith declaration be louder than the roar of the storm. For I am with you in the midst of the tempest, and I will see you through to calmer waters. Remember, the storms of life are temporary, but my love for you is eternal. Your faith anchor connects you to this enduring love, keeping you secure no matter how fierce the winds or how high the waves. So take heart, my beloved. Let faith be your anchor, and you will weather any storm that comes your way. My precious child, as you let faith be your anchor in turbulent seas, I want you to know that you can trust in my strength to carry you through. There will be times when your own strength fails, when you feel weary and overwhelmed. In those moments, remember that my power is made perfect in your weakness. My strength is not like human strength. It doesn't wax and wane. It doesn't get exhausted or depleted. My strength is infinite, unwavering, and always available to you. When you are weak, I am strong. When you feel you can't go on, my strength will sustain you. Think of how I carried the Israelites through the wilderness. For 40 years, their shoes didn't wear out, and they never lacked for food or water. This wasn't because of their own resources or abilities, but because of my strength working on their behalf. The same is true for you. I will provide what you need, when you need it. There may be times when you feel like you're walking through your own wilderness. The path ahead may seem long and difficult. You might feel ill-equipped for the journey, but trust in my strength. I will carry you when you cannot walk. I will fight for you when you have no fight left. I will be your refuge and your fortress, your God, in whom you can trust. Share this video with up to 3 people if you need God's presence. Remember David, a young shepherd boy who faced a giant warrior. He didn't rely on his own strength or conventional weapons. Instead, he trusted in my strength, declaring, "The battle is the Lord's." And with my strength, he was victorious. You too can face your giants, whether they be fear, addiction, illness, or any other challenge, with the confidence that my strength is more than enough to overcome them. Trusting in my strength doesn't mean you won't face difficulties or that you won't feel weak at times. It means that in those moments of weakness, you can lean on me. You can draw from my inexhaustible supply of power. My strength becomes your strength when you put your trust in me. This trust is not passive. It involves actively seeking me, spending time in my presence, immersing yourself in my word. As you do this, you'll find yourself being renewed and strengthened. Like an eagle soaring on updrafts, you'll rise above your circumstances on the winds of my spirit. Remember, my child, that my strength is not just for the big battles in life. It's for every moment of every day. It's for the times when you feel too tired to face another day. It's for the moments when you feel inadequate for the task before you. It's for the seasons when life seems to be a constant uphill climb. In all these situations, big and small, you can trust in my strength to carry you through. My strength will give you courage when you're afraid. It will give you perseverance when you want to give up. It will give you hope when all seems lost. As you learn to trust more fully in my strength, you'll find a new level of peace and confidence. You'll be able to say with the Apostle Paul, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." This is not arrogance or self-reliance. It's a humble acknowledgement that your sufficiency comes from me. So, my beloved, in your moments of weakness, don't despair. Instead, rejoice, for it is in these moments that you can experience my strength in its fullness. Let your weakness become an invitation for my power to work in and through you. Trust in my strength to carry you through the valleys and over the mountains. Trust in my strength when the road is long and when the night is dark. Trust in my strength when your own resources are depleted and when your own wisdom falls short. For I am the Lord, your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, "Do not fear, I will help you." My strength is your inheritance, my power your birthright as my child. So walk boldly, live confidently, and face each day with the assurance that my strength will always be there to carry you through. My cherished one, let hope be your compass in the darkest nights. When you can't see the way forward, when confusion and uncertainty surround you, it is hope that will guide you towards the dawn. Hope is not mere wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is a confident expectation based on who I am and what I have promised. It is the light that shines in the darkness, the beacon that points you towards a better future. In the darkest nights of your life, those times of deep sorrow, crippling fear, or overwhelming doubt, hope is your compass. It reminds you that the night, no matter how long or how dark, will eventually give way to morning. It assures you that I am working even when you can't see it, that I have good plans for you even when circumstances seem bleak. Think of Abraham, who hoped against hope that he would become the father of many nations. Even when it seemed impossible, he clung to the hope of my promise. And through his hope, nations were indeed born. Your hope, like Abraham's, has the power to bring forth life from seemingly hopeless situations. Or consider Job, who in the midst of unimaginable loss and suffering declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him." This is the kind of hope I'm calling you to. A hope that perseveres even in the face of adversity. A hope anchored not in circumstances, but in my unchanging character. When you let hope be your compass, you're able to navigate through the storms of life with confidence. Hope gives you the courage to take the next step, even when you can't see the entire path. It gives you the strength to keep believing, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Share this video with up to 3 people if you need God's presence. This hope is not something you have to manufacture on your own. It is a gift I freely give to you. As you spend time in my presence, as you meditate on my word, as you recall my faithfulness in the past, hope will arise in your heart. It will become a wellspring within you, refreshing your spirit and renewing your mind. Remember, my child, that hope does not disappoint. For the hope I give is not based on changeable circumstances or unreliable human promises. It is rooted in my eternal love for you, in my unchanging nature, in my unfailing faithfulness. Let this hope be your compass when you face decisions and don't know which way to turn. Let it guide you when the future seems uncertain and the path unclear. Let it lead you out of the valleys of despair and onto the mountaintops of joy. As you cultivate this hope, you'll find that it changes how you see your circumstances. What once looked like an ending becomes a new beginning. What seemed like a setback becomes an opportunity for growth. What appeared to be a loss becomes the seedbed for a greater blessing. This hope is not just for your benefit alone. As you let hope guide you through your dark nights, you become a beacon of hope for others. Your steadfast faith in the midst of trials, your unwavering trust in my goodness, these become a powerful testimony that can inspire hope in those around you. So, my beloved, no matter how dark the night may seem, let hope be your compass. Keep your eyes fixed on the promise of dawn, For I am the God of hope, filling you with all joy and peace as you trust in me, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Remember, the darkness cannot overcome the light, and the light of hope I've placed within you is more powerful than any darkness you may face. So let it shine brightly, guiding you through the night and into the glorious morning I have prepared for you. My precious child, I am with you always, guiding your path. You are never alone, never abandoned, never forgotten. My presence is constant, my guidance unwavering. When I say I am with you always, I mean exactly that. In your moments of joy and in your times of sorrow, in your successes and in your failures, in your strength and in your weakness. There is no place you can go where my presence does not follow. There is no situation you can face where my guidance is not available. Think of how I led the Israelites through the wilderness, a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. I am leading you just as surely, though perhaps not as visibly. My guidance comes through my word, through the gentle whispers of my spirit, through the wise counsel of fellow believers, and through the circumstances I orchestrate in your life. My guidance is not always dramatic or obvious. Sometimes it's a quiet nudge in your spirit, a door that opens unexpectedly, or a seeming coincidence that aligns perfectly with my will for your life. That's why it's crucial to stay attuned to my voice, to cultivate a sensitivity to my leading. Remember, I am not just guiding you to a destination, I am guiding you through a journey. Every step of the way is important. Every experience, every challenge, every victory, all of it is part of the path I am guiding you along. Trust that even when the path seems winding or difficult, I am leading you in the way that is best for you. There will be times when my guidance doesn't make sense to you, like when I led the Israelites to the edge of the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army in pursuit. In those moments, trust that I see what you cannot see. I know what you do not know. My guidance is based on my perfect wisdom and my eternal perspective. As you follow my guidance, you'll find that your path is illuminated one step at a time. I may not show you the entire journey at once, but I will always give you enough light for the step you're on. This requires trust. Trust that I am good, that I am wise, and that I love you deeply. My guidance is not just about directing your external circumstances. It's also about shaping your character, developing your faith, and drawing you into a deeper relationship with me. As you follow my leading, you'll find yourself being transformed more and more into my image. Share this video with up to 3 people if you need God's presence. Remember, my child, that my guidance is always available, but it's not always automatically followed. You have the choice to heed my direction or to go your own way. But I promise you, my way is always best. It may not always be the easiest path, but it is the path that leads to life, fulfillment, and purpose. So listen for my voice. Seek my will. Trust my leading. For I am with you always, guiding your path, in the light of day and in the dark of night, in the mountaintops and in the valleys, in the straight paths and in the winding roads. I am there, guiding you with my love, my wisdom, and my power. Take comfort in this truth. Let it give you courage to step out in faith, to follow where I lead, even when the path is unclear. For the God who created the universe, who knows the end from the beginning, is personally guiding your steps. You are never lost, never without direction, for I am with you always, guiding your path. My beloved child, trust in my love, for it never fails. My love for you is the foundation of everything I've shared with you. It is the reason for my promises, the source of my strength, the fuel for your hope, and the motivation for my guidance. My love for you is not based on your performance or your worthiness. It's not dependent on your faithfulness or your perfection. My love for you is unconditional, unending, and unchanging. It is who I am, for I am love. When I say my love never fails, I mean it will never run out, never give up on you, never fall short. My love is not fickle or unpredictable. It's not here today and gone tomorrow. It's steadfast, enduring, eternal. You can count on my love when everything else in life seems uncertain. Think of how I demonstrated my love for you through my Son, Jesus. While you were still a sinner, Christ died for you. There is no greater love than this, that one would lay down his life for his friends. And you, my child, are not just my friend, but my beloved child. My love for you is vast beyond measure. If you could count the stars in the sky or the grains of sand on the seashore, you still wouldn't come close to numbering the thoughts of love I have toward you. My love for you is higher than the heavens, deeper than the ocean, wider than the universe itself. This love is not just a feeling or an idea, it's active, tangible, life-changing. My love heals your wounds, restores your soul, renews your mind. It breaks chains, removes fear, and sets you free to become all that I've created you to be. When you trust in my love, you find security that nothing in this world can provide. For if I am for you, who can be against you? My love is your fortress, your refuge, your safe harbor in the storms of life. Trusting in my love means believing that I always have your best interests at heart, even when circumstances seem to say otherwise. It means resting in the assurance that nothing can separate you from my love, not trouble, not hardship, not persecution, not famine, not nakedness, not danger, not sword. Neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation, can separate you from my love. As you trust in my love, you'll find the courage to step out in faith, to take risks, to live boldly. For perfect love, my love, casts out fear. You'll discover a new level of freedom, a new depth of joy, a new height of peace. For in my love, you find your true identity, your ultimate purpose, your eternal destiny. Remember, my child, that my love for you is not just a distant theological concept. It's a present reality, a daily experience, a moment-by-moment truth. My love surrounds you, fills you, empowers you. It goes before you to prepare the way, walks beside you to support you, and stands behind you to protect you. If you want to listen to God's message and bring positive changes to your life, then subscribe to the God's Message 1111 channel. So trust in my love. Let it be the lens through which you view your life, the foundation on which you build your faith, the wellspring from which you draw your strength. For my love never fails. It never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. In the light of day and the dark of night, in times of plenty and in times of want, in seasons of joy and in periods of sorrow, trust in my love. For it is in this love that you live and move and have your being. It is this love that will carry you through this life and into eternity. My precious child, you are loved with an everlasting love. Trust in this love, for it never fails. It is the greatest truth of your existence, the surest foundation for your life, and the eternal promise of your God. Share this video with up to 3 people if you need God's presence. Amen.